Welcome back to another episode of God Built This Podcast. I'm your host, Maxine, and we're on episode 239. Hella. All right, let's talk about this for shizzle, my Nizzle debacle that took place a few weeks ago, but we're just hearing of it now. So you guys know the saying for shizzle, my Nizzle, which is coined by Snoop Dogg. D-O-double-G. D-O-double-G. No, Snoop Dogg was that. No. I mean, he still is, but I'm just saying, he played one of the pivotal points in my musical interests during my childhood, during my adolescent years in particular. I really love Snoop. Drop it like it's hot. Anyway, so he has created just a strong brand for himself. He is beyond a rapper. He is an icon, a staple figure in households across America, maybe even the nation also, probably. And my parents know who Snoop Dogg is. If my immigrant parents are aware of a celebrity, a rapper, right? But he's more than that, obviously. But if they're aware of him, then he's reached the pinnacle of success, worldwide success. So yeah, Snoop Dogg, and he's also recently been in a partnership with Martha Stewart. And by partnership, I just mean work-wise. They have businesses together. They have a show together, or had a show. I don't know if it's still going on, but nonetheless, he is a common, people are familiar with his name. So, and they're familiar with this phrase that he says. But to break it down, these aren't real words, right? These aren't, what's a word now, right? Everything's a fucking different, you have they or them for singular people, but I digress. Nonetheless, he coined this phrase, and what it means is for sure, my nigga. For sure, my nigga. That's what it means, right? But obviously you're not saying nigga, you're saying Nizzle, my Nizzle. So there's been a debacle that took place at this Mississippi news station in which a white Mississippi news anchor named Barbie Bassett was pulled from the air after using this phrase for shizzle my nizzle during a live broadcast. They were discussing, so she and her fellow co-anchor were discussing Snoop Dogg's latest venture into California wine market. And his wine is called Snoop Cali Blanc. Bassett and her colleagues at NBC affiliate WLBT traded jokes about the new beverage line. At one point, co-anchor Wilson Stribling floated the idea that a newsroom journalist may get a tattoo like Martha Stewart inspired by Snoop Dogg. And I'll pause right here. So there is some context to this because Martha Stewart, strangely, got a tattoo, a real tattoo on her body of Snoop Dogg. Let me Google it right now. Martha Stewart tattoo Snoop. Now, I want to see, it's a tattoo of him. They may have got something, unless it was just for an ad. Yeah, I think it was just for an ad. I don't know if it's real. But there was a commercial that was released during the Super Bowl of this year in which Martha Stewart is getting a tattoo of Snoop Dogg's face on her arm. And I don't think it's real. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Is it real? No. Stewart did not tattoo Snoop Dogg's face onto her arm. In fact, Stewart has no publicly known tattoos. Though the artist who did the faux ink didn't reveal how he achieved the look. Okay, so it's not real. It's not real. Anyway, the point is they have such a great relationship that she decided to act as if she got his face tatted on her. So, oh, sorry. I'm like, what is that? Let me pause right there. My bad. Yeah, so she decided to get this full tattoo tatted on her arm during this commercial. And anyway, so so at one point, co-anchor Wilson Stribling floated the idea that a newsroom journalist may get a tattoo like Martha Stewart inspired by Snoop Dogg. And Barbie Bassett, the white woman who is the news anchor here, she says in response to this, "For shizzle, my nizzle." She said it gleefully. And she was seemingly unaware that Nizzle is slang for the N-word. Standing at the far end of the desk, the meteorologist Patrick Ellis appeared shocked by the comment. Yo, I'm crying. But shizzle my nizzle. Snoo. Now look. She has apparently not been back at her anchor desk since this took place. And this took place on March 8th. Okay? So that's quite a while, couple of weeks. And nothing has been said about whether or not she has been terminated or suspended without pay or with pay. We don't know. It just says here Bassett did not return to the anchor desk after the March 8th incident. And as reported by the Clarion Ledger, Bassett is no longer listed as a news team member. Bassett, who is white, they decided to add that part, also tweeted the phrase in 2011, but the post has since been deleted. You know, people would be so quick to go back in time. Like, who cares what you did how many, freaking 12 years ago? 12 years ago. I am not caring about what you did then. Anyway, let's see. This is not the first time she has been found at the center of controversy. She has what happened? Oh my, okay, so she has a history. Okay, yeah. I was about to shoot her some bail, but let me read this part out loud to you guys. I just read it to myself. So in October of just last year, you guys, she had to apologize after using the phrase grand mammy while speaking with a black female reporter who she also called girl and sis. Now, damn. Okay, here's the thing. I was going to come on here and be like, oh, this is ridiculous. Like, for her to get fired, I don't know. I don't think that's fair. Maybe get a little talking to, maybe come forward the next day with just a quick apology and just move on. She didn't say the N-word exactly, right? Like, it's a euphemism for the N-word. Now, when I think about the N-word, literally saying verbatim, the N-word, can a white person even say that at this point? The way that we're heading, can a white person even say the N-word verbatim, just as I said it, not in code for nigga? I don't even know at this point, because for her to, had I not known about the whole grandmammy thing, we'll talk about that. But had I not known about that, I feel like this should have been just quickly addressed and moved on. Like, it does not have to be a bigger deal because she didn't say the N-word directly. It was a euphemism for it. And here's the thing. I feel like what I'm about to say may come across as the N-word apologist. And I'm not trying to be that, but I also want us to be realistic here. Who is the dominant fan base of these rappers? White people. Of these black rappers. Let me be very specific. Of these black rappers, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. There's a lot of white people that's in the audience rapping along. And Kendrick, J. Cole, Snoop, all of them, and so many more have nigga said line after line after line after line. Now, here's the thing. Sure, I'm not trying to police a rapper, a creative, from expressing themselves however they please. But I also think we have to be realistic about policing how the consumer, the listener, the fan raps your lyrics, right? Like, are they suddenly going to be like, hey, I was walking through the street with my, are they supposed to just immediately, I don't know, I just don't feel like it's realistic of us to just assume that these white people who are big fans of your music to suddenly excuse themselves, suddenly censor themselves when saying the N-word or any other controversial term. And that was a little taste, a little salt at the tip of your tongue. If you would like to listen to the full episode, become a patron at patreon.com/godbuiltthis. See you there.